You're a survivor, aren't you? Okay? Anyone else has a witch for a mother? Don't all put your hand up one time. But remember, you also have a bum or a drunken bum or a wimp for a father, right? So there's no spirit to check the spirit of the woman coming into you. What Freud discovered, he says all children, I don't remember his exact word, but he discovered in not so many words that what all children want is a father to protect them from some unseen force. Because the unseen force is the mother. It's coming through the woman. All schizophrenia, all madness, all insanity, it comes from that kind of woman. Now you see, that kind of woman will immediately not hear me say there's two kinds. There's only one kind of woman. All women are alike, and there mustn't be any other knowledge to know that there are that kind of women. They mustn't know any other knowledge, because they're always right. And any other knowledge will show them to be wrong. That's egotism. They can't stand the truth. So they hate people who are bright. They hate strong men. And they are always conspiring to make their husbands weak. They'll marry weak men and make them weaker with their love, just so they can sit and preside in contempt over the little wimp. Right? Know any ladies like that? Mama. But I'm saying not all women are like that. And even though women do play those roles like that, they may not want to be that way themselves. You may have found yourself starting to be that way and realizing, wow, I'm becoming like my mother now. See, I'm doing the same thing to my husband and my kids now. And at least there's light in you that stops you. Isn't that nice? You're blessed. You're all blessed. How many partridge videos? Go ahead.
Yeah, Roy, I've been, I guess it's been about a month now since I've been listening to you, and you make a whole lot of sense, and I know that the things you're saying and I heard were coming from God. And I have been searching around for a while, and I went to different, places, and I learned about God. I knew, that I was born again, but
born again turkey is still a turkey.
Well, anyway, it was.
Remember that.
It's. I knew the word. I understood where God was and where I was at, but it was very hard to get the personal relationship with Him, And probably I wouldn't even be here now if you didn't have something that God gave you to give us, and that's that meditation. I mean, I know that is right from God, and I know that if anyone wants to get a personal relationship with God and get away from all the distractions of the world and
become infilled,
right, and get that just personal love from God to give and to receive, and know what that love is, and be quiet and receive it, as churches and Christians say, well, get quiet with God. Well, this is really getting quiet with God when you sit down and meditate by yourself.
But see, the churches don't teach this quietness. They give you something to be busy with all the time, don't they? Studying, doing something for the church, going 2 by 2 from door to door, picnics. They keep you busy all the time. They talk about the truth, but they don't introduce you. Jesus criticized all of the religious leaders of his time for having the key of knowledge but throwing them away, not letting anybody enter into themselves. See how he said that? You have the key of knowledge, but you won't let anybody enter them into themselves. That's your fault, because you yourself, you want to be worshipped as the authority. You want to be put up on a pedestal, and you want to be the direction of people's lives, and they feel important giving directions. You stop somebody on the street. They say, excuse me, could you tell me where Seahorse Avenue is? And they'll, let me see now. They love giving directions. They love being important. They love telling everybody what to do. And even though they don't know how to tell you what to do, they'll invent it. You ask your dad a question, and he doesn't like to admit he doesn't know. One, he'll make you think you're crazy and tell you, shut up. It's a stupid question when it's a sensible one. Or he'd rather than admit he doesn't know, he'd invent something. He'll lie to you, invent it. People are such immense egotists, egomaniacs. They don't like to be wrong. And they'd rather see you dead than admit you're wrong. They'd rather see you confused than to see themselves confused. And they'll confuse you with their confusion. To plant that seed in you and take you away from God and make you a brainchild. And see, a person seeking direction from the outside. We've all been traumatized. We're all children of trauma. We're all children of original trauma, seeking the original trauma reassurances from the trauma source. Once you become traumatized, you will seek the reassurances from the very thing that traumatized you. That's why we're all in love with sin. See, and freedom in America has become, 1,000 different ways to do your own thing, but that your own thing means go to hell any way you want. This is what freedom has become today. And that's why we see so much violence, so much man's inhumanity to man, because the more we drink, the more we smoke, the more we think we're doing these wonderful things, enjoying rock and roll music, and sniffing and snorting and sexing, and the more we do, we're into all these things, we're getting our jollies, we get this ego is growing and growing, but so is this beast. See? And this beast is becoming, in other words, we have become we are a dehumanized nation. Not all of us are dehumanized, but too many of us are dehumanized. And if anyone should organize these dehumanized people, you're going to have a Hitler Germany all over again. They're all out there, violent people to cut your head off as soon as look at you, and play with your heads like footballs on the. They would. They disembowel a woman and pull her guts out and feed the fetus to the dogs. They would. They're all out there, and they're called Americans. But they're not really Americans, they're dehumanized animals. And see, there is no way back for them, but there is for you, because to some degree, you all have a little bit of that in you, don't you? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? You've all hurt others and been cruel and robbed people of their rights and lorded them over them. But you're different, you feel guilty. There's something following you that wants to save you because you're different. But you have that nature, which they have all of. You have a little of what they have all. See? Now, ready?